Hello everyone, Starltros here, once again bringing you an update review for the latest maintenance. And joining me today is a special guest, my favorite bear, Beardy is here. Say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, so how do you feel joining for a news video for the first time?
Yeah, nervous.
It's alright, don't worry.
I don't know whether to bring my beard game or my bear game.
I mean, it depends on what Lunafreya would like. So, yeah, how do you feel about FF15, by the way?
Well, judging by Noctis's overdrive animation, we all know what Lunafreya likes.
Yeah, so I think you should bring bear energy, definitely. Yeah, so what's your relationship to FF15? Like, do you like it? Do you not like it? It's a pretty polarizing game.
I played it a little bit, but
Didn't finish it?
no, I didn't finish it.
Good
But
choice.
no, it's okay. It's good, like when you're Noctis flying about, hanging off lampposts and stuff like that.
Yeah, there you go. So he's doing a little bit of, pole dancing of his own. So, so today the unit we have, and it's only one unit, sadly. It's Chosen King's Guide, Lunafreya. Mostly everyone has been somebody else's guide lately. Like we had Orin who's guiding the story. Now we have Lunafreya who's guiding the king. So I guess everyone needs a guide friend. So if we look here at her TMR real quick, she has that's a rod, 202 magic, and some evoke stats, and a flat 500 magic. So you're gonna want to have the Dark Vision's rod on her most times once you have her STMR, which is just a flat, no, sorry, just a 70% magic with lightning, water, and light resistance, and some true jewel hand. In terms of categories, she has water, lightning, light, evocation, royal arms, guardians, and flowers of the battlefield. And FF15, obviously. Did you expect her to have any other elements there?
No, I kind of expected it to have light on top of obviously our main one, which is always water, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's how I feel as well. Like I would have liked to see ice in there as well, but I mean, water, lightning, light, pretty meta for her all the time. And those are good elements right now. Well, maybe lightning not so much, but light and water definitely. I don't know, lightning as well. Yeah, lightning's pretty good too, especially for the flowers with Riku, for example. Now, if we look at her card, we don't want to talk about it as usual. And her EX ability at EX3, it's a Royal Arms 500 flat magic, so pretty standard there, since she is a Royal Arms category for FF15. Otherwise, she has a 30% water resist, which is nice. And in terms of equipment, nothing really like wonderful. She does have an exclusive equipment, which is from one of the farming event. Well, not farming, but the grind event we're gonna have for the weapon quests. So it's a 94 magic accessory with a 30% magic and MP and a flat 500 magic. So that's actually very good. I'm surprised. Usually these exclusive things aren't that high in magic, but like the highest magic accessory we have is 100. So that's pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, and considering the static edition as well.
So that's pretty good. So that like it's permanent. People can go and get it there. It's not an STMR. So by all means, go and get it as soon as you can, and make your
And
Lunafreya better.
obviously with the 94 mage on it, it's usable on other mages as well.
Exactly. So it's not just a throwaway accessory for her all the time. Like it can be used on other people. So that's great.
And an EX ability, how many Royal Arms mages is there?
Um, you're right though. There's her, and that's about it. Is there?
Helena's a Royal Arms, I think, as well, isn't she?
Who?
Helena,
No, I know. I'm
the
just
one of the
saying.
Visions.
I'm just saying. Who pulled for this girl? I mean, I got her, but it's not because I'm a fanboy of War of the Visions. I just got lucky or unlucky, whatever. But yeah, it's true. It could go on her as well. If we look at her kit here, she has at EX1, well, the 500 times percent. We don't really look at this, but she also has the lightning, water, and light 150% amp for herself. It's nice that she gets it at EX1. It's kind of sad that it's selfish only to her, and that like it's not AOE and it's not 200% like Noctis. So what do you feel about those amplifiers? Like, do you think it's all right for you to still have like those selfish 150 in this era? What do you think?
Oh, it's like, I think you pointed that out to me before the video. It's like 150s, you're expecting them to be AOE now, aren't you?
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, why did you give
But
her that?
yeah. If you're going to give her a cell phone, make it 200.
Exactly, make it worthwhile. Else, somebody else is going to take care of the amplify for her. Or I guess maybe she can burst 2 turns now if she has an AOE friend.
Yeah.
And then at EX2, she gets the 200% water and peril, which is very nice.
I would also add, you're not really going to be looking for Lunafreya friends, are you?
That is true. Yeah, no.
There's going to be other units that go above her in the list of units you want to take with you.
Definitely. But she's going to be there as a support for the rest of the team, though, for the other things that she has in her kit we're going to talk about. Well, here or there, the 200% in peril, kind of to replace Tifa, right? That's a really good thing that Tifa has, but Tifa doesn't fit really well in Royal Arms teams unless you have something for Guardians. So I think that's pretty good. I know.
As far as the leader skills go and stuff.
What?
As far as coverage from the leader skill and that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've seen a lot of people making teams with Lucio leading, and that would still work. So it's just giving you a little bit more versatility in what you can bring if you don't have those units, for example. Now, in terms of the rest of her kit, she has like regular chain stuff, but she has evocation damage. Yes, this thing that we rather not see on our units because it's usually pretty bad.
Were you trying to get excited about that there?
Yes, I was, because I like evocation. I'm just so sad that it's useless. but to her defense, hers is actually kind of decent. It's still bad because it's evocation and can't make use of her field that we're going to talk about later. But it's still very good. Like the modifier they gave her, 560. If you're using Yuna's necklace, it goes to 640. And then she gets a little mud buff, here at EX2 for 300. And she has an ability that gives 1460. So it's a pretty big modifier, but unfortunately, even though the modifier reaches over her LB mod, since it doesn't use the field, it is not as good. But so evocation is getting kind of back in the game a little bit, so I'm excited for that. I'm happy for that. Do you have a special relationship to evocation?
No.
No, not at all. Have you ever seen? Well, probably maybe in Global more. You've seen like when Lunafreya, like the old Lunafreya, or Terra or Meta, or weren't you playing at that time?
Yeah, I think the one time I've used the Evokers was when I think it was the last Vision Roll before this one. I had to use Quistis for her.
Okay.
Imperil field.
Yeah, for the field. Yeah, she was pretty good for that.
Yeah, so she jumped in on the chain with some of her evoke damage and done let's just say negligible damage.
Yeah, she's just a chainer in there for the field, sadly. Poor Quistis. Yeah, in the chain count, you're right. Then she also has this to help in her evoke damage to the 200% buff that she's going to give to herself, even though it's one ally. She's going to target herself.
It's just handy. It's just handy they didn't add the one ally except caster.
Now that would be really shitty. Oh no, if they do that, it's like, oh, here, bring another evoker with her. Why don't you?
Just give you the finger.
Yeah, pretty much. As usually they do with the evokers, really. And then she has a killer buff that she can give for Human Reaper. That's 200% to her and a friend. So that's pretty nice. 200% on a DPS unit. Very, very good. It's that.
Well, that's one thing I have noticed about the JP version. There's not a lot of people that give killers to the whole party.
You're right. Everyone is mostly like they have one buddy and they hate the rest of the party.
Yeah, and they're only 200s as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, 200 is pretty good. Like, it's not so far from the 250, and it's not on
Yeah.
a dead slot like the other supports that you brought for that, like Ihana, for example. So, like, it's a new trend that they're doing that, like, themselves and a buddy. But I'm fond of it. It's all right. It's fun. And then she has a field for Imperil, so for lightning, water, and light, obviously, for 50%. So very, very good for three elements. Mm, I'm pretty sure she's the first three elements field for 50% that we have. Any idea there?
3 elements for imperils. No.
Yeah, I think the only others that we have are for 50% are just for one element. So
Yeah.
she's breaking some grounds there, opening doors for the rest of us. A little bit of healing because why not? She has here a good cooldown ability for the 400% stat buff for everyone. Ice, lightning, and earth resist 80%, which I think from reading were elements for the Visions World Arden fight. And she also increased resistance to all status ailment for 5 turns because Arden was also hitting everyone with status ailments. So, she is the solution to your problems for the Arden fight if you're lazy. Otherwise, you can just bring status ailment resist on your tank and give him Lakshmi synergy. So it's going to remove everything.
Yeah.
But still, very interesting, very good ability. And then she has the Celeste special, as I like to call it. So 2 different cooldowns, 100% uptime because it's 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. So here the Bearer 10,000, same as Celeste. General mid 75%, human physical and human magic mid 50%. And on the other cooldown, that's a 75 physical and magic mid for everyone. But also this little thing here that's been added from Celeste, because I don't think Celeste had this. Very good to remove all the debuffs from all allies. Obviously, it's a cooldown, so the timing might not always be the best with the mitigations, but that's still extremely good to have. So very good abilities. What do you think about that? How do you feel about her support?
Yes, it's pretty decent. Like the removal debuffs is kind of handy with, especially in other fights where you get preemptive breaks and stuff like that.
True, true. And sometimes, like you're just gonna take a couple of hits in the face on the first turn, so you can remove them on the second turn. Because the first turn is
Yeah.
gonna be like when you omni cover or something, and then the rest you can take it to the face with the mitigations.
Mhm.
So very decent. And she also has a Magnus ability here for 180% light, water, and lightning imperil. So we've seen that on Elena as well with her elements. That's pretty nice, when you don't have her DX2. 180% compared to 200 isn't that bad. And it's also 3 elements as opposed to only one. Very good there. So it can save you, bringing a dedicated breaker and having only like Titus or having only Lucius a dedicated breaker, but Cloud, for example, because Cloud doesn't have a big imperil in his things. So very good there
Yeah.
too. And if we look at the rest of the kit, well, the killers and everything, the passives, there's only one thing here I would like to mention, and it's an evocation field. When she evokes Leviathan, obviously they had to give her something for Leviathan, because that's her sole reason for
Yeah.
existing. So the 70% amplify field, so that's very good for the team. There are better fields for more than one element, but if you're bringing her, might as well use a water team, and she's totally gonna support it very well.
Yeah, but on the other side of that, if you're taking a water team and you've got Titus, then he's bringing a bit of fuel for multi elements, isn't he? Is he?
Wasn't Titus an imperil field though?
No, he's a Parafield, sorry. But
Yeah,
Lucio's got the amp
yeah,
field for the light as well.
you're
If you were
right.
going light.
Yeah, he's fire, light, and water, right?
Yeah.
So he's better than her in that aspect, and also the fact that he doesn't need to evoke to create the field, because that's kind of a wasted turn. Unfortunately, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate. But if you have the actions to do it, why not? But if you have Lucio, bring in instead for that. Yeah, definitely his field's going to be better. Um, yeah, definitely. But he is a time limited unit. So maybe you didn't really pull on him, or you didn't get any copies of him when you were pulling, and here you are needing a 70% water field, and you don't want to bring, say, the water and earth roost that we had a couple of months ago. And who else has a 70% water field? Well, not Dragon Lord Roost, but Esper of Ruin Roost. If we go back, but let's not talk about that guy. Anywho,
But that's too far back for me. I don't
yeah.
remember
Oh,
him.
that guy would have been released on global by now. So he has been skipped, obviously, as most things have been skipped on global. But
Let's not talk about that.
yeah, let's not if we don't want to cry. And now if we go look at her leader skill, she has a 1250% attack and magic leader skill for evocation and royal arms.
Did I not say that to you the other day that she'll probably get a 1250 for evocation?
You did, and I hated that you said that, but you were right. You were goddamn right.
Thankfully, they've added royal arms on top as well.
They had to, or like maybe FF15 if they had to go like something more niche. But I'm glad that they got royal arms there. So if you're bringing her, you can maybe bring. Well, I guess they wouldn't mesh very well together, but some FF16 units there because they're all evocation. But who would you bring from that team? Like Sid?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know about JP, but there are some tiles on global which require an evocation team.
You're right. We do have a couple of quests that would require an evocation team, and if you don't have FF15 units, FF16 units, it can be very hard because most evocation units were pretty bad. I think like the best ones were Medine Tyvis and Void Mage Roka. Those were the good ones.
And when you say pretty bad, I think you're being kind there.
Like, I mean, those were good, but all the others, like the support for that team, like the tank has to be what's his name? The dude with the cards from season 3. Diverty. Yeah, exactly. That guy was bad. So yeah, like evocation teams, they need a little bit more love before they're meta for sure. But they have some good units here and there. They just don't mesh well together yet.
Yeah.
And now if we look at her LB, that's the 790. So with the modifier buff, it's 910 times. It's a bolting strike, so it's chaining. And it is it's locked to water. She doesn't have the same feature as Noctis has. So she has to be locked to water. Even though when that feature came out, we were all talking about how it would be great for mages. Well, here's a mage, and she's not getting it.
Yeah.
Because poor Lunafreya, like she can never get a good time in the spotlight, I guess. If anyone has played the game.
Her LB isn't evoke damage.
No, it's not evoke. It's so she could get killers in there. She can get the field effect in there as well. So that's mostly what you're going to be using with her. It's going to be the water damage from her LB.
And it's a decent quote unquote modifier. So
yeah, it's it's not the best, but mages are usually around like 900 to 950. I think that's what we've seen lately.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So she's pretty much around what they have. She also has the 180% imperil for lightning, water, and light on there. So the Magnus ability would be to start the fight, and then you get a good rotation going with her LB. So that's pretty nice in keeping the good imperils up. So overall, I'd say decent unit. Will I pull for her? Well, I'm gonna do the first steps and I'm gonna see what happens. On my main,
you're gonna go up to the 3 step, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I always go up to step 3 and then I stop, unless I get a copy, and then I consider what I do at that point. On my main account, though, I do not have the resources to pull at all for her. So too bad, so sad. She is going to be for a random pull where I get her off banner. What about you? Do you plan on pulling for her?
I haven't decided. I might do the 10k start, but
yeah.
The thing with me is once I go halfway into the step up, I kind of get sucked into doing the rest of it.
I feel you though. Yeah, I totally feel you. It happened to me on a couple of banners, and the problem is I always regretted it because the guaranteed NV I get on the other steps after are always trash, and so
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
It's like the thing that sucks you in is because you've got the increased rate for the banner unit.
You're right.
After the 3 step, they're like, okay, right.
But
surely, we're going to get them.
She's gonna come home, right?
Yeah.
But not just that, but also you're getting the fragments as well, and it kind of sucks when you pull the unit off banner later and you don't have fragments for them.
Yeah.
So that's the worst.
So they just bait you with the fragments on the other step up, don't they?
Yeah, they got me in the palm of their hands. Well, they got us in the palm of their hands. Damn it. Well, let's move on now to the events. So we don't have a lot to talk about in terms of events this week. I'm going to zoom that in because that is very far. So we have a raid event fighting against the Iron Giant. So, just a regular raid event, nothing crazy about it. Just go and use all your orbs.
That's a big sword he's got, isn't it?
Oh, it's got me very impressed. But the raids, at least on JP, we have that feature where you can use all the orbs in one go. So have fun with that. Use your raid potions if you want, and get some cactuars, tickets, and maybe be lucky with the units.
Oh, like in the arena, use all the orbs in the one fight.
There you go, and that's really helpful. Like for raids,
that's new for me.
Raids, that's why I thought I'd mention it. Because raids used to be quite a slog and very slow. You have to use all 10 orbs and it takes forever. And you just press once and you do them all in a go. So that's really, really nice. And then if we move on, we have the weapon upgrade quest for that little cluster of Mithril. And it's going to be with light category units for the missions. And that's about it. So that's going to be like
do you know the missions yet for the lapis on the last stage?
No, but what they say here on the banner is light units something status bonus, and usually when they say something like that, it's because that's going to be the category they're going to ask you to bring for the unit specific mission.
That's good then, because if it's just light, then it's going to be pretty easy, isn't it?
I would say so, yeah. Unless they really overtune the boss, with which they could do. You know them. But I
for people that have already got Lucius and, if they were really lucky, Noctis.
Yeah, I mean,
it should still be pretty trivial.
Yeah, it should be. Like Tidus is also light. Riku before him. If we go back, Celeste, Terra. So there's a lot of good support and good damage in terms of light. So this one should be a cakewalk, which is nice. We enjoy a cakewalk sometimes, especially after
I've got the Final Fantasy VI units, Terra and Celeste, but I don't have any keys to the MV Plus them. I've got one key, no keys.
Oh really? So you can't go and get the pearls? Oh no.
I've got some pearls, but not enough. So.
Well.
Hopefully there'll be some keys in the raid summon.
Well, I think there should be, but if you're lucky, even luckier, maybe these pearls are going to be taken out of the Chamber of Seals, and you can just farm them regularly because they rotate them all the time.
Yeah, so it's going to be amusing. It's going to be amusing for your long-time JP players that are thinking, why doesn't he have any keys?
Yeah, what do you mean not having keys? What do you mean not be able to go and get your blue pearls? What's this? Newer players, we don't get that here.
Yeah, we've got everything.
Well, you're more than welcome to the JP server and enjoy farming your stuff with your keys that none of us ever use. But speaking of keys, though, you did talk about something in Discord today for a use for the keys. If ever someone doesn't really have any use for it, want to give us a little run around of that?
That's quite interesting as well, because I actually told somebody about it in the JP discussion channel, because they were running out of cactuses or cactuars or whatever you want to call them.
Yep.
And I told him about that very thing.
That's actually pretty interesting because you can, since you can bring any unit at all, there's no restriction for the that was Reno from FF7, right?
Yeah, that's the one that I know for sure gives you the 30,000 rank experience.
Okay.
Some of them in the unit tab don't give you the 30,000 rank experience for level 8. Some of them are just 5,000.
Okay. So basically what you do is you use your keys, you go auto farm the Reno fight with any unit you want, so it can give them LB experience, it can give them regular experience if you're running out of Cactuars, and it's also going to give you rank EXP, so that's pretty good. Just a little farming to use your keys when you have nothing else to do. If you want to do that daily 10 missions, how about just spending it there?
Yeah, so because if you do a 10 run, you're going to get 45 million unit experience, 300,000 rank experience, and I don't know about the LB experience, but it definitely goes up.
Yeah, it's just, any kind of LB experience is welcome at this point because personally, I am running out of pots pretty fast.
Yeah, and if you've done everything in that tab already, and you're not going to be, you're basically just collecting those keys.
I am.
You're getting threes. You're getting all that experience, the rank experience, the unit experience for like 0 energy. It's very efficient.
Very, very efficient. Like I have 1,700 keys. Might as well just go and start burning them.
And the other thing that I said the Reno fight is because it's a single battle.
True. Yeah, and it's not long.
Some of them are 3 wave.
So it's pretty fast. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do a 10 run in literally like 5 to 7 minutes.
So it's fast and easy, like I like it. Talking about boss fights
need to do is, well, I usually take two units. So I've got 4 growth eggs from Medius, 3-star Medius. His TMR is the growth egg, and then the Moogle intuitions on them for the experience up from the Moogle, the Final Fantasy VI Moogle of Narjmog, his TMR. So I used the 5-star select tickets. I just got 8 of him and got 8 of his TMR.
But it's being very min-maxing, but very efficient. I love it. It's a good idea. Maybe not going so far as to get 4 of his TMR, but then again, what are you using your USC tickets nowadays for anyway?
Yeah.
Nothing else. So might as well.
But you might find that you've summoned a few of them anyway. Normal summons.
I do, and I don't know what to do with them anymore. They're just filling up my reserves. So might as well go and take them out, fuse them together.
And then get the trust coins.
There you go. For until they replenish the shop, though, it's going to be a little useless. But I think I got like 100k of them.
Oh, my trust shop definitely doesn't need to be replenished yet. I haven't used any of it.
Oh, it's okay. Take your time. They don't do it that often, but more often in GL though.
Take my time. I'm trying. I'm going as fast as I can.
Don't burn yourself out.
Can't keep up with all this stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot coming our way, and as a global player, you're not used to that, are you?
No, but I like it. I like it a lot.
That's great, though. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And now for your talking about the other event, there was also a rerun event for an FF12. That's the Mod King event, so you can go in there and farm. I think this one still dates from before. It goes to 300,000 event points, so it shouldn't be.
So great thing again for me. That's new, so I'm going to get the 2,000 lapis, unlike most other people.
Yeah, so might as well go and farm it because it's going to give you some lapis, going to give you some rewards, maybe some even maybe you're going to get some envy units from there. So
yeah, the only thing is it's going to be the level 5 is going to be the 50 energy job, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. So you're going to be burning your potions in there.
Yeah. No, I've been doing quite a lot of stuff in the Chamber of Seals. So I've got nearly 5,000 energy saved up already, just in the before ranking up.
So I think you're golden. You won't have any trouble.
Yeah, and I've got about over 3,050 energy pots as well.
Yeah, that should be enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for this week's maintenance. So, well, thank you very much for joining me today, Bear, and thank you for watching the video, everyone. And see you in 10 days. Bye.
You're very welcome.
Bye, everyone.
No, I'll just have to put up with everyone teasing me on Discord about my accent and whatnot, you know.
Just wait until they watch the video.
Yep. It's okay. It's okay. I can handle it. I'll just have to bear it.
All right. See ya. Bye.
See you later. See ya, Joe.